Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Altcoin Sherpa here with a crypto market review. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert doing research. Today, I'm just going to review some altcoins. I'll briefly review Bitcoin and Ethereum and Sol, but the primary focus will be on some shitcoins. So where are we at with Bitcoin? This is BTC USD on the daily for Coinbase. Potential like double top looking thing where, you know, this area all along this 108 region is, you know, a supply zone, meaning that there's going to be sellers. You can see that from this first wick. And usually I like to contextualize it with just being some sort of region where there's going to be sellers. This is certainly the danger zone, so to speak. And anywhere from kind of like this 108 to like 112 or whatever area should have some resistance. You can actually check on it on lower time frames as well, where maybe like this little consolidation area at the top is an area of a pullback. And we're seeing that now where price is kind of pulling back. I think that we pretty much have two options here. Obviously, like you can summarize it by it can go up or it can go down. Joyful June is like this statement that everyone's talking about right now, where, you know, you can see price like maybe pull back and then break up strongly, you know, up to like 120 or something, not just hang around. Or we kind of go through this summer chop period where, like, you know, we see something like this where price just chops around, you know, doesn't really do a whole lot, stays within this kind of 100 to 100 to 110k range, maybe even lower, higher, different deviations, etc. Not really sure, to be frank and honest, where price goes in the short term. I think that it's going to be hard to say. Like, I don't have too many reasons to be bearish. Price is still only one God candle away, can turn around so quickly. On the other hand, I do recognize that move from 100k all the way up to 110, you know, is pretty quick. You know, price had this weird TWAP and then exploded up and now pulling back. You know, areas of support obviously would be this kind of consolidation here, around 103 to 107. And you can actually make it even, you can actually go, you know, scale down if you want to. You know, that's an obvious area of liquidity. But overall, it's just kind of hard to say, you know, and again, if you zoom out even more, you see this kind of block between 100 and 105. Like, that's a very solid area too. You can see it on volume profile as well, where, you know, you look at where price has transacted a lot. This would be an interesting area. And even if you zoom out too, you'll see a lot more activity around that 100 to 105 region. So I don't know, like, hard to really say. As I said, either it can go up or it can go down. Don't really have any strong opinions either way. I am of the opinion that we're gonna just go up. Like there's no real true reasons to be bearish in my opinion. Like, sure, there's a pullback today. Alts maybe pull back a little bit as well, but overall, still bullish until shown otherwise. Ethereum, I think ETH looks pretty good, but, and apologies if you actually see some drawings on this. I actually filmed this video like a few hours ago and realized that it didn't capture much, so I have to redo it. Anyways, this region has been like a region that we've seen since 2021. Lots of consolidation back in August 24. And even March of 22, that was the last bounce that it had back in the bear market. Went up to, you know, 3,500 and then down to the gulag. And again, once again, dropped from 4K all the way down to 2K. Consolidation, last move up in December, and then again, gulag. Wouldn't surprise me again to see like some more consolidation and then a move up. If Bitcoin, you know, breaks all-time high strongly, then ETH should certainly go to 4K. I still feel like that's like a pretty valid level, and I still feel like ETH to 4K is going to happen. I think the question you just have to ask yourself is if you actually think that this is like a rally within ETH BTC. ETH BTC has been down only. Like if you look at this chart, over the last several years, since 2022, down 80%. Every single rally has been just a lower high. To be determined if this move here is actually going to be a significant move, and ETH is actually going to outperform Bitcoin. We haven't seen it for years, and it would be awesome if we could see ETH actually outperform Bitcoin, but to be determined if that's actually going to happen. The chart looks pretty good, so I'm hopeful, but again, not really holding my breath, just because every single rally has gotten shut down. And just to review, the ETH BTC chart and really alt BTC charts is really just how the altcoin is doing against Bitcoin. And if this is down, which every single alt BTC pair is almost always just down only with some rallies in between, then you would have been better off just holding Bitcoin over long periods. So that's why I always recommend, if you are trading altcoins, you trade them, you hold them for less than 6 months probably, and then you sell into either Bitcoin or cash, because holding Bitcoin is almost always better than holding altcoins. Anyways, fingers crossed for ETH. The chart for ETH USD and ETH BTC both look pretty good, chopping around in this consolidation area that we established back in mid-May. Would like to see it go higher to the 4Ks. Solana, I think looks pretty good, but like the ETH BTC chart, I think the Sol BTC chart will go down only for the most part. There will be rallies here and there, but I don't see significant outperformance for Solana going forward. That's not to say that the Solana USD pair doesn't go up. It looks like it's pretty strong in my opinion, and I think it's going to go higher. Solana to $200 seems pretty reasonable. There are some sellers from what I understand via like OTC and stuff like that, but overall, like the chart still looks pretty reasonable. I just don't see any like strong catalyst for this one. Sol ETF plus Sol staking could be interesting, but I think maybe ETH is just maybe a better choice. But to be determined which one is best. Honestly, I used to think Sol should be like held, and it still could be held long term. Because like between Bitcoin, Sol, and ETH, Solana still has like a decent amount of activity, relatively speaking. So, for now, it still is the best playground, but to be determined if that's going to continue overall. Hype, that's still the best token in crypto, still the best project in crypto. I have a bag. It's just a great coin. There's not really much to say. Last dip was at $40 to $30 area, chop, and then next move up. I mean, this is going to go to like 50 or higher over the next few weeks, as long as Bitcoin is good. But like, long term, this is just like a good coin. If looking to buy a dip, I would maybe look for like the $40 area. It could still happen. I don't know like when or whatever. If Bitcoin certainly pulls back, then you're going to get these levels. And it could even go all the way down to like 35, 36 too, if Bitcoin like shits the bed. And that would be a phenomenal buy, in my opinion, for Hype. Still, again, best project in crypto, best team, etc. Can't say enough. Fartcoin recently just got listed on Coinbase Spot. I liked this chart. I have a big bag of Fartcoin. I bought more around 92 cents. I thought it was the 0.5 fib, and as you guys know who are long-term supporters, the fib setup is like my favorite setup. And this is usually usually a trade that I really like a lot. And the 0.5 setup or 0.5 fib from the entire move is usually a good spot for some sort of bounce. To be determined if this bounce is going to be like some sort of weird double top. Might have just seen it. I don't know. Like Coinbase listing could be like kind of bearish. I'm not sure how to react. This is the first significant spot listing of Fartcoin. You don't see it on like Binance or anything like that. So we could see a double top again up to like this 150 to 160 region and then pull back. Again, we might have just seen it. But overall, I still think this is going to go decently higher. I know I'm biased as well, but like a pullback is like pretty common around these areas. But you know, I still think it goes to like beyond 2 personally. SQD, this one's held up really well. The chart looks really insane. Hard to say what's really going on here, but it did pull back at the 382 fib around 18 cents and 18, 19 cents. And now it's getting listed everywhere. Binance, Coinbase, etc. Bybit. So, you know, I wouldn't personally buy here. Again, similar to Fartcoin. Like, I can see a double top situation happening. Might have just seen it. Expect some pullback personally, unless Bitcoin really legs up and Bitcoin, like, you know, pushes through the 120 region, in which case this will just keep going higher and blast through. But for now, I wouldn't be surprised to see this pull back. Still an incredibly strong looking chart overall. Wouldn't personally short it. Still think it looks pretty good. Still have some charts from before on my last video review, so I'm going to review some of these other ones too. IOTA, just kind of chopping around. Looks like my chart is still pretty relevant, where you saw these great reactions from like March 2020, September 2023, again, November of 2024. Really strong reactions from this level. And price is kind of pulling back to this area again. Wouldn't surprise me to see something similar where we see chop, 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 and then go higher. Definitely would not, you know, short it personally at these current levels. POPCAT, I really enjoy this chart. I think it's a good chart. I think it's a good coin. I think, you know, potentially Binance Spot could come eventually. Pulled back to the 618 fib, chopped around for a bit. Wouldn't be surprised to see this go higher. I'd be surprised if this was it for a rally. If we do see a further pullback, then what we're going to see is just a consolidation between this 0.5 and 0.618 fib region, which would also make sense given volume profile as well, where, you know, you can see a lot of volume transaction in this area. Price likes to hang out in this area. So, you know, chop, 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 and then go higher. Or, again, we can see this go higher up and do something similar to what Fartcoin did with a double top in the short term. BONK, similar to POPCAT, near the 618 fib. Chopped around, now pulling back. Again, similar to POPCAT, maybe we just see it chop around. That's entirely possible. Or, again, move up. I think the local bottom's fairly in, but, I mean, it's still, like, I still think these Sol meme big caps are pretty good. Like, in general, big cap memes are pretty strong. Like, I think that they just hit all, pretty much all levels of investor. They hit the left curve, obviously. For memes, like, it's easy for like left curve to understand memes. They don't have to think about the tech. For right curve, people that are too smart, they realize that, you know, unlike these other projects, there's no real tech to uphold. There's no VCs and team to dump. Usually high float. These projects can't get hacked. There's just a lot of good things to work to invest and buy. That's why you see a lot of these big memes doing really well too. Fartcoin, SPX, those are some of the best coins on the market right now, and they're greatly outperforming a lot of the quote unquote tech coins. So, yeah, I still think big cap memes are kind of the play, to be frank and honest with you. Sonic, this was already here as well. I wouldn't short it. You are at the range low here at 38 cents. Prices taps here multiple times. Great reactions several times. Just expecting more and more chop, if I'm being honest with you. I don't see any reason to quite, buy this on perps. If I were to buy, I would just buy spot and let it just sit, and then let it do its thing. Where you can see more chop and then another move up, and then yeah, still a good project in my opinion, but wouldn't buy personally. Oh, someone asked for PENGU as well. I'm gonna add that to the chart. Sui was already on there. I'll just do it anyway. It looks like it's just gonna slow grind up. It looks like a weird price action overall. I don't really know what to think about it. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see this grind up higher though, to like the early or the low fours, and then pull back. We could obviously see a pullback here as well, where if you did see a pullback here, it would be more of a longer term bottom, where you would see price do something like this, chop, 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 and then it would go higher. The longer it consolidates in an area though, the stronger the proceeding move. WIF, again, I'm a big fan of these big cap Solana coins personally. WIF, BONK, POPCAT, PENGU. I'm a big fan. SPX obviously is multi-chain, but I'm a big fan of all these, honestly. I think that they're going to go higher. One thing that is really important to note too is that, yeah, maybe these things don't ever go back to all-time high, but it can still go easily 2x and not get close to all-time high, and there's still a lot of upside from here. It can go from $1 to $2 to $2.50 to $3, still not going to get close to its all-time high of 5, right? So, so that's why, like, you know, a lot of people are like saying that, oh, like, who's buying these altcoins? But like, I do think that even though it doesn't go to all-time high, and certainly not to its alt BTC high ever again, like, this coin should still have like a decent multiples as long as the market is healthy, in my opinion. So, you know, for now, like with like, I don't know where it goes in the short term. Its chart is similar to like these other ones like BONK and what have you, but I don't know. Like I still think that like higher time frame, this is still going to go higher. Don't know how it gets there, but yeah. This looks like a weird, really weird coin. I mean, this has been an insane banger. It's like it's like OM back in 2024, where, you know, super small market cap and then just like total sending. I remember seeing this coin earlier. I think like maybe like, I don't know, even 8 cents or something like that. Just seeing this type of run, I was like, what the hell is this thing? I don't know what's going on. It's clear that there's probably a lot of supply control. It's clear there's a lot of volatility, some short squeezes. I recommend that you don't try to be a hero. Don't try to short this thing. Clearly, every single short has been blown out, and it's like all-time high every day. It just looks like a slow, endless grind. Don't know what's going on, what this coin is, but it's just incredible for sure. One of the best coins in the entire industry for sure. And it's also a good reminder too that, like, you know, don't ever like sell. Well, not always, but like if you have dust on a certain bag, sometimes you can just hold it, and like, you know, if that money is insignificant to you at that point, if you've just bag held the entire way, you can just keep holding, because sometimes you get saved. Like this, like, you know, this thing launched back in 2024. Like, look at the actual chart before, like, you know, say you bought it back in like April of 2024 and just got freaking destroyed, went to like way low, and then obviously it's done insane multiples since that time. Incredible coin. Don't know when I would buy. I probably don't usually buy this type of stuff, but it should just keep going higher. AAVE, it's great to see old DeFi coins do pretty well. Not really sure what to think about it in the short term, but it is cool seeing that these like get close to like their alt USDT highs. Like, I don't think that's going to go back to its alt BTC highs, of course, but I wouldn't be surprised if this continues grinding up for a little bit longer. You know, this entire region up here is pretty significant. Kind of this $400 region. Would definitely be careful of this area. You can see lots of kind of, you know, old. There'll be a lot of resistance in this region, in my opinion. But it's nice seeing these old DeFi projects kind of do pretty well. Just goes to show that, you know, real fundamentals actually do stick around in crypto, as rare as they are. Same thing with CRV, but the CRV chart is much much weaker than AAVE, so I don't think I'd buy it. But again, like, these kind of DeFi projects are rebranding to more stable coins and RWA and stuff like that, other current narratives. So would just kind of be careful. I mean, with some of these older projects rebranding, but still stuff like AAVE and CRV are good. But don't really know what to think about this one. It just looks like a weird grind up, like right here. But I don't really know where you'd buy, to be honest. Tau chart looks looks pretty interesting. Wouldn't surprise to see this go up higher to this 475 region, have a pullback from there. Not sure. I know there's inflation in this coin. I know it's still pretty good. I think one thing about Tau is that you need to watch out for when projects start losing mindshare, and when people start auto framing what to buy on a centralized exchange. Like in the past for AI, like the first bidder was Fetch AI, because that was like what we knew as AI. And then, you know, Tau kind of took its place, and now currently Grass is a really strong one. And there's other centralized AI coins as well where they have relevant mindshare. They have like people talking about their coins. Usually it's newer tech, etc. And yeah, like you need to basically watch out for when your coin is losing mindshare. And you always want to be like the leader of that category. So, you know, for like old school DeFi, they might think AAVE, right? For centralized exchange coins, they might think Fetch AI. Back in the day, of course. Now I have no idea. Maybe Grass, I don't know. But you want you want to be the leader in each category, and I'm not so sure that Tau is anymore. The chart itself still looks fine, and it should go higher, but to be determined if it's going to go back to all-time highs. I don't know. I have no idea what this coin is. It was requested. Still looks pretty strong. Tapped the 786 fib here, and struggling now to move up, but it looks like it should move up as long as Bitcoin is strong. I wouldn't be surprised to see this go up to 6 cents. JTO, I had a trade on this earlier today, but I sold it. I liked the narrative because Solana itself, maybe ETF plus the Solana staking, JTO would be a great recipient of that. But it's been somewhat weak the last 12 hours, so I don't know. Like, it's still on my watch list, but I'm not sure if I'm going to hold it or not, or like get back in. CHILLGUY, I was actually in this one as well. It kind of trades alongside Peanut and Mudang and these other ones, you know, where they're kind of like these flash in the pan memes. It was consolidating into the 618 fib. And I was in this one. This is more of like a spot trade, I think, where you just let it sit and do its thing. And then one day it'll have like a 30 or 40% candle. And then you just sell it. It's more of an inactive trade, but I ended up just selling just because I didn't want to like deal with it. I still think the trade idea is pretty good though. As long as Bitcoin holds up, I think this should go higher. This is usually a pretty good region though to get in my opinion. Nillion looks okay, but again, newer big cap AI coin. I expect it to kind of grind down to this 34-cent region. To be determined what happens after that, but yeah, I mean, no real reason right now to actively buy this as a trade, in my opinion. Beam, I was in Beam earlier, and it just looks like it's in one of those consolidation ranges. It's been here for about 4 months, to be truthfully. You could mark it a little earlier. Nothing much is going to happen. It kind of reminds me of that S chart, Sonic. Chop, 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 and then it'll eventually go up. PENGU, I also liked this one as well. It went down 92%, top to bottom. My guess is it bounced off a key fib level, as it always usually does. Lo and behold, 618, similar to the POPCAT chart. And it's shown to be, I have a small bag of this. It wouldn't surprise me to go up and then maybe pull back, but again, similar to like all the other big cap memes, this could still, you know, get like double in price and still not get to all-time highs. So still looks pretty good in my opinion, but not necessarily going to enter here. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. Hopefully this one works. Cheers.